The Galactic Military Academy's auditorium fell silent as Commander Zixter dimmed the lights. 200 cadets from 47 different species sat in tiered seats, their various appendages fidgeting with anticipation. This was the moment they'd been warned about since enrollment the Human History module. Today, the commander's translator crackled. You will witness why humanity earned their seat on the Galactic Council despite being one of the youngest species to achieve faster-than-light travel. Among the cadets, Anna Chen sat with perfect posture, her dark eyes scanning the room. As one of only 5 human cadets in this year's class, she'd grown accustomed to the stares. Beside her, Jack Morrison leaned back in his seat, seemingly relaxed, though his jaw was tight. They have no idea, Jack muttered under his breath. Anna didn't respond. She knew what was coming. The first footage began playing grainy black and white, dated from Earth's 20th century. The Battle of Stalingrad, the Siege of Leningrad, then color footage from later conflicts. The cadets watched in growing horror as humans fought in conditions that would kill most species within hours. A Veluxian cadet in the front row began to hyperventilate, their gills flapping frantically. That temperature reading, it says, -40 degrees. How are they alive? They fought in those conditions for months, Commander Zixter explained. Sometimes years. The footage shifted. Desert warfare, humans operating in heat that exceeded 130 degrees Fahrenheit, carrying equipment that weighed nearly a quarter of their body mass. Impossible, whispered a their crystalline structure dimming with stress. The thermal differential alone should cause system failure. Jack glanced at Anna. She remained stone-faced, but he saw her hands clenched in her lap. Then came the footage that broke them. The screen showed human soldiers in the jungles of Vietnam, then the mountains of Afghanistan. But it was the next segment that caused the first exodus, World War I trench warfare. Humans standing knee-deep in freezing water, surrounded by disease, chemical weapons, and constant artillery bombardment. For years they volunteered for this. A Corthon cadet stood abruptly, their 4 legs trembling. They chose to enter that hell. Not just volunteered. Anna spoke for the first time, her voice carrying across the auditorium. They were drafted, millions of them. They went because their nations called. 10 cadets left the auditorium, then 20, then 50. The footage continued. Iwo Jima, Normandy, the Somme, humans charging into machine gun fire, knowing they would likely die, so that others might advance. Medics running into active fire zones to save wounded comrades. Soldiers throwing themselves on grenades to protect their squad. This is madness. A senior Palaxian cadet stood, their voice cracking through the translator. This isn't warfare, this is suicide. Commander Zixter paused the footage. No, Cadet Van, this is humanity. This is what they call courage under fire. This is why when the Krylov swarm attacked the outer colonies, humanity didn't hesitate. They knew the cost. They paid it anyway. Jack stood now, drawing all eyes. You want to know why we fight like this? It's not because we're better. It's not because we're stronger or smarter than any of you. It's because we've been fighting each other for our entire history. We know what war costs. We've paid that price in blood on every continent of our world, in every climate, under every condition imaginable. Anna rose beside him. We learned something the rest of you never had to. When your backs are against the wall, when extinction is staring you in the face, you don't calculate odds. You don't weigh cost-benefit analysis. You fight. You fight with everything you have, for every inch, for every second, because the alternative is unthinkable. The auditorium was half empty now. Over 100 cadets had fled. The footage resumed, but now it showed the Krylov Wars in history. Human ships ramming Krylov dreadnoughts when their weapons failed. Marines in powered armor holding impossible positions. The defense of New Harmony, where 6,000 humans held off 300,000 Krylov for 2 weeks until reinforcements arrived. A young Veluxian cadet who had remained raised a trembling appendage. How many humans died at New Harmony? All of them, Jack said quietly. Every single one. The cadet's translator made a sound like a sob. And you celebrate this. We mourn them, Anna corrected. We honor them, we remember them, and we ensure their sacrifice meant something. By the time the presentation ended, only 97 cadets remained of the original 200. Among them, every human, but fewer than half of the other species, Commander Zixter's. Multiple eyes swept the remaining cadets. Those who left are not cowards. They simply understood a truth. They are not ready to fight beside humans. Humanity wages war as if they have nothing to lose, because historically, they often didn't. They fight with a ferocity born from millennia of survival against impossible odds, against nature, against each other, against extinction itself. The commander's gaze settled on Anna and Jack. And now, they fight for us. For all of us, which is why the Galactic Council made a decision that many questioned. Humanity would never again fight alone. When Earth went to war, we all went to war. Because if humans are willing to sacrifice everything for those they barely know, how can we do any less? Anna felt Jack's hand briefly squeeze her shoulder. Around them, the remaining cadets sat in stunned silence, finally understanding the weight of the alliance they'd sworn to uphold. Class dismissed, Commander Zixter announced. Tomorrow, we begin combat training. Human style. I suggest you get a good rest. You'll need it." As the cadets filed out, Anna heard whispers in a dozen languages, all expressing variations of the same sentiment: fear, respect, and disbelief that humanity had fought itself with such ferocity before ever reaching the stars. "Think they'll be ready?" Jack asked as they walked toward the exit. Anna smiled grimly. "They'd better be. The galaxy's counting on it." Behind them, the screen still displayed the final image, the monument on New Harmony, listing 6,000 names beneath a simple inscription. They held the line.